Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read for Monday, the 6th of March, 2023. Of course, I want to thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I hope you're doing amazing. But I do want to remind you to keep in mind as we move forward with the reading. This is general for the day for all 12 signs. So just simply take what resonates and discard the rest. But we're going to begin by pulling an overall energy from the Tattoo Tarot. And then I think we're going to use the Light Seers for the rest of the reading. Not feeling drawn again to do any oracle, but the overall message I channeled for us for this upcoming Monday, we got taken by surprise. Taken by surprise. Now, I feel like this is coming through in more than one way throughout this Monday. There is the potential to be a bit startled at one, if not multiple points, whether this is a loud noise or multiple happening, an occurrence. Somebody may just kind of sneak up on you. They're saying like a ninja. It may be more so in regards to a negative occurrence, if not multiple. I want to say an argument or a fight. It could be in regards to, bad energy, I want to say. It could be a spiritual occurrence, if not multiple for some. This is going to look differently for everybody, but you're naturally, I want to say more than once throughout the day, going to be taken by surprise. But I also feel like there's the potential to have a surprise in a positive sense, whether it's something doing better than you thought or multiple some things for you, multiple things doing better for you. It could be an approval. It could be somebody reaching out that makes you happy. I feel like if there is a potential for somebody to reach out from the past that you're not fond of or you're not expecting at the very least to reach out. Wow, that was a lot. Before we even moved on to the tarot. But what do we have? Okay, the Hanged Man, the Magician. Let's see which one feels right. Okay, we're going to go with the High Priestess. It's a very spiritual day, my friends, and I feel like you may even be taken by surprise when you intuitively feel something so strongly, and it may go against what you already thought you knew or what you have been told. I feel as if you are being spiritually messed with throughout this day, even if it's not 100% evident 24/7. But I do feel like there's a need to adjust your perspective at a certain point in regards to how well things are working out. You might be so wrapped up with the occurrences, the messing with, being wrapped up in a situation or kind of tied down with it, that you need to adjust your perspective because I feel like you are manifesting quite efficiently, right? And so I do feel like there is a need to slow it down because I feel as if there's a bit of an impatience or a feeling that you might want to rush or somebody might be rushing you. It might be more the energy, the feeling in the air. Take a deep breath. It feels like with the High Priestess being the overall energy, it's a day where you just need to kind of take each moment as it comes, right? Cope with it to the best of your ability. But I do feel like there is also a reminder, even with the messing with, even with the negatives, the ups and downs of this day, you are backed up by the spiritual realm and your intuition is helping you throughout this day immensely, immensely. All right. The King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, because I do feel like it's a day where you're being pushed to recognize that you are making more money moving forward than you even realize. And I feel like there is just a focus on the fruits of your labor. That could be part of that surprise once again. And a focus on you controlling your money with a level of maturity and responsibility. But I do feel like you're learning more about your financial future, about the future of your business, project, or job, your career in general, learning more about your spirituality, how that's meant to change moving forward, and learning more about what you're wrapped up with or who you're wrapped up with throughout this day due to your spirituality and your intuition. Okay, so let's move on forward to use the Light Seers deck. I'm going to do some shuffling this way. It was very messy. I feel like that was keywording. That was very messy. I feel like there's cleaning up, organizing taking place throughout this day. Wanting things to be simplistic, but it just doesn't feel like that kind of day. It does not feel like that kind of Monday. And Spirit's saying not everything's going to be in your control, and you might feel like pretty much everything throughout this day feels outside of your control, but you just might find other ways to gain control, right? Cleaning up, organizing, focusing on your work. It could be more so just looking within to trust your intuition as to how things are going to work out. Okay. The answers are within is what I'm getting. Wow, bear with me. The messages are coming through quite quickly, which does in and of itself speak upon this day. The Judgment card. They're saying downloads might come through your dreams, through your mind, through synchronicities quite rapidly throughout this day. That may take you by surprise, but you need to just absorb it and discard what feels irrelevant, okay? But the Judgment card talking about how there's honesty coming through your spirituality, coming through and coming to be from your intuition. I do feel as if Spirit's reminding you of an old version of oneself because you've come so far. But the Queen of Swords. And so I do feel like you need to recognize why you left something behind. We did have the Page of Swords here at the bottom as well. And so I feel like you're gaining clarity in regards to that, learning more about that. You could be learning more about a situation you began recently or continuing, and that might push you to want to leave it behind. Even if that doesn't happen anytime soon, I do feel as if there needs to be cutting back, if not no spending of money throughout this day. All right, if you can make that come to be. But the Queen of Pentacles. So with the Queen and the King of Pentacles coming out from two different decks, I do feel like there's thoughts and balancing out of your money once again, but there needs to be a grounded, peaceful standpoint on your future of your finances, the work you're getting done. But I feel like there will be a sense of clarity and peace of mind coming to be from what you're succeeding at from the previous days. It could be carrying through, right? Carrying over success. It could be throughout this day in general or both. But I do feel like there's a moment where when you close your eyes, you could see a vision, okay? There's that potential, especially with the High Priestess being the overall energy. But you could just need that moment of peace and silence to take you away from the hustle and the bustle or just the chaos or whatever you're wrapped up with, the busyness, because it feels like a busy Monday. I'm hearing people are annoying. People are annoying. Isn't that a fact? But I do feel like the Death and Rebirth, it's a day where there's a highlight on the fact that you are changing by the minute, your perspective, how you internally work. They're saying your internal clock. Interesting. Your appearance even for some, but it could be more so your feelings, your emotions, how you process things, the type of people, places, and situations you feel most connected to and they're saying attached to, your habits. It just feels like this is a day where Spirit's highlighting you are growing and changing by the minute, but let's make sure this is feeling positive and healthy through it all, okay? Make sure not to be picking up on moving forward any unhealthy habits or re-implementing them, all right? But they're saying strategic improvement, but some of which might feel sort of natural, organic, and a bit out of your control. I'm hearing we're helping you. The Star card. I do feel like it's a day where you're being viewed as a star in certain ways. Your connection to the night sky will take a highlight at one, if not multiple points. I do feel like the stars are connecting for you or are aligning for you, but it's up to you to remember that throughout this day and moving forward because it feels like certain surprises, disturbances, people of annoyance, once again, could take you away from, okay, the way something is managed, could take you away from that healthy perspective of things connecting, falling into place for you, working out in your favor. You may be surprised to see something grow quicker than you once saw it or even expect throughout this day. But I do feel like there's a focus on your North Node placement. Mine is an Aquarius. What is yours in? I do feel as if that will speak strongly upon what's coming up next for you along your path. It could be tied into a reading you're pushed to watch, if not multiple. It could be, again, a vision, a message, download, if not multiple. I do feel like this will bring you a sense of clarity and potentially an adjustment and perspective that you wholeheartedly need and potentially have asked for. But I feel like there's just something very important upcoming for you, a wish fulfillment potentially, a change, a switch up. However it looks for you, Spirit's saying this day prepares you for that, even if you fully can't see that. or at all. I'm being drawn back to the Magician with the hand. I heard stop, stop. It might be you just not approving of people's behaviors or just what's taking place. I do feel, or the spiritual messing with, it could be the downloads coming in might feel a bit overwhelming. Somebody that you cross paths with throughout this day, if not multiple people, will have very anxious energy. And if you're empathic like myself, oh, this is going to affect you. All right, so just take a deep breath. You might not be able to cleanse your energy in that moment. And if you can, absolutely do so. But it just feels like deep breaths. All right, deep breaths. The Empress. Yeah, it just feels like, again, this day is talking about how we're connecting you, preparing you for this new beginning moving forward. But there's a sense of you being pushed to remember that your world is in your control. It's one of those kind of days, even though it feels like spirit's totally taking the wheel throughout this day. From all the occurrences, the spirituality feeling at an all-time high is what they're saying. But I feel like at certain points you might be floating through this day, okay? And that might feel a bit off at certain points. Let's pull some tea leaf to wrap this up. I'm also hearing feel it out, feel it out. How do you feel, right? Maybe that's going to teach you something all the meanwhile. I feel like this has been a very random reading. Temporary problems, all right? And so keep that in mind. You may need to adjust your perspective. Say it's a part-time or a full-time job. It could be a living situation. It could be a bump in the road with a connection. Something's temporary, all right? And you need to recognize that that is key for your perspective moving forward as the clouds get ready to clear for oneself. You might find oneself going from a state of fogginess to clear-minded thinking and viewing at a certain point throughout the day. Just don't let the fog to come back and disturb things for you. But also I feel like there's minor moments throughout this day where there are little problems, slip-ups, annoyances, and they're temporary. Don't let it snowball in your mind, your perspective. All right, that's key. We also have wealth. Beautiful. So I do feel like it's a day that reminds you you're meant to have a wealthy future, right? Even with the temporary problems, there's a lot of success moving forward. And I feel like there are moments where you're being reminded you deserve this great happiness, all right? And anything and anybody that strips that away from you needs to they need to be minimalized in your day-to-day life moving forward or cut out altogether, going back to that Queen of Swords. That goes for your habits all the meanwhile. This is a very powerful day, all right? Take it moment by moment, take deep breaths, and remember, as you're taken by surprise on more than one occasion in several ways, this is a very successful day overall where, again, you're manifesting. So tread carefully with your thoughts, all right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your powerful Monday, and I'll see you next time.